1. The rushed pace. The final season of Game of Thrones was widely criticized for its rushed pace. Over 7 seasons, the show slowly built up storylines and allowed characters to evolve naturally. But the 8th and final season pushed major events forward too quickly. The battle with the Night King, which had been foreshadowed for years, was over in one episode, giving viewers little time to absorb its impact. Daenerys Targaryen's abrupt shift to tyrannical behavior was another moment that felt rushed. Her journey from a liberator to someone who would destroy King's Landing felt too sudden, lacking the depth and psychological buildup that fans expected. The series had shown her walking a fine line between justice and cruelty, but her final actions happened without enough exploration of her internal struggle. The hurried pace extended beyond these events, affecting how characters process their own arcs. Jon Snow's inner conflict between love and duty was barely explored, and Tyrion's growing unease with Daenerys lacked the nuance viewers had come to expect. Even Arya's storyline, after her monumental defeat of the Night King, was cut short without the reflection her journey warranted. With so many significant moments crammed into a handful of episodes, the final season left viewers feeling like the emotional depth and complexity of earlier seasons had been sacrificed. Instead of the drawn-out tension and powerful storytelling fans were used to, these climactic moments were over before they could fully land, leaving the audience unsatisfied. 2. Daenerys' sudden turn. Daenerys Targaryen's rapid transformation from liberator to tyrant was one of the most shocking elements of the finale. While her ruthless tendencies were hinted at throughout the series, her decision to annihilate King's Landing felt sudden and lacked the necessary groundwork. Viewers had come to see her as a champion of justice, someone who fought for the powerless. Many expected her to wrestle with the consequences of her choices, showing hesitation before crossing such a dark line. Yet, the final episodes moved too quickly, giving little time to explore this shift, leaving audiences stunned by how abruptly her character changed. Without a deeper dive into her growing paranoia and isolation, the audience missed the chance to fully understand the emotional and psychological breakdown that led her to this moment. As a result, Daenerys' actions seemed more like a plot twist than the tragic culmination of her long, complicated journey, making it difficult for viewers to connect with her final arc. 3. Jon Snow's inconsequential heritage. Jon Snow's true lineage, one of the most significant reveals in the series, had little impact on how the story concluded. Fans had spent seasons speculating on what it would mean for Jon to learn he was a Targaryen, the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. It seemed like a game-changing moment, expected to ignite conflicts over succession and power. Yet, Jon's discovery barely affected the plot. His claim to the throne was largely ignored, and he remained loyal to Daenerys, never truly challenging her or grappling with his own birthright. This missed opportunity left many feeling unsatisfied. Jon's lineage had been a central mystery for years, tied into the very fabric of the show's power dynamics. The expectation was that it would be a turning point, reshaping alliances, complicating his relationship with Daenerys, and forcing him to confront his own sense of identity. Instead, it faded into the background, having no real influence on the final battle for power. Jon's decision to return to the Wall at the end felt disconnected from the weight of his heritage, which had been built up as a crucial element of the story. Fans were left wondering why such a major twist had so little impact on the events that followed, especially when his true identity could have played a much larger role in shaping the outcome. 4. Bran as king. Bran Stark's rise to the throne was one of the most unexpected choices in the finale, and it didn't seem to align with his character's development. Throughout the series, Bran had become more distant from human affairs, focusing on his role as the three-eyed raven. His lack of involvement in the political and personal struggles of Westeros made his selection as king feel out of place, especially when characters like Sansa and Jon were more actively engaged. Sansa had proven herself as a skilled leader, and Jon had faced enormous personal sacrifice for the realm. These figures seemed better suited for leadership, while Bran's emotional distance and minimal participation in key events left many questioning whether he could truly guide the realm. His ascension appeared more like an attempt to shock viewers than a natural progression of his journey, leaving many fans unconvinced by the choice. The decision to crown Bran may have been aimed at defying expectations, but it left lingering questions about whether this choice truly fit with what the series had built over the years. 5. Jaime and Cersei's fate. Jaime Lannister's return to Cersei in the final season sparked debate, as it felt like it erased much of the growth he had shown throughout the series. Over several seasons, Jaime evolved into a more honorable figure, distancing himself from Cersei's destructive hold and forging a genuine connection with Brienne of Tarth. His decision to leave Brienne behind and reunite with Cersei felt like a step backward, disappointing fans who had hoped for a more redemptive conclusion. Their deaths, buried beneath the rubble of the Red Keep, felt anticlimactic for two characters who had driven so much of the story's conflict. Jaime's choice to die with Cersei left many questioning whether his entire journey toward redemption had been for nothing. Rather than resolving the complicated and tragic elements of his character, Jaime's final moments seemed to undo much of the complexity that had defined his arc. His return to Cersei felt abrupt, and many viewers were left feeling that his character, who had shown such potential for change, deserved a more reflective and meaningful end. 6. Arya's sudden departure. Arya Stark's ending left many fans feeling conflicted. Her journey, defined by vengeance and the pursuit of justice for her family, seemed to set her up for a significant role in the final conflicts of Westeros. After killing the Night King, Arya's path seemed clear. She had become one of the most dangerous and capable characters in the story. Yet, her decision to sail off into the unknown felt sudden and disconnected from the story she had followed for so long. While the idea of Arya seeking freedom beyond the known world offers her a sense of adventure and independence, it didn't align with the focus on family and revenge that had driven her for so long. There was little foreshadowing for this decision, leaving many viewers puzzled by the abrupt shift. Fans had come to expect Arya to be more directly involved in the final resolutions, especially given her deep connection to the Stark family. Her choice to explore beyond Westeros, while liberating in some ways, felt like a departure from the character's core motivations. Viewers were left wondering whether her journey toward vengeance had really ended, or if this final twist was simply a way to give Arya an open-ended conclusion. This left some fans wanting a more grounded resolution that connected more deeply to the storylines that had shaped her growth throughout the series. 7. The White Walkers and the Azor Ahai prophecy. The defeat of the White Walkers, particularly the Night King, left many fans feeling unsatisfied. Since the earliest seasons, the White Walkers had been established as the greatest threat to humanity, a force of pure destruction that could bring the entire realm to its knees. With this kind of buildup, viewers expected an epic final confrontation, one that would reveal more about their origins, their purpose, and how they tied into the larger mythology of the show. Instead, the Night King's death at Arya's hands came suddenly, ending the threat in one swift moment. While Arya's heroic moment was powerful, it cut short a storyline that had been brewing for years. The White Walkers were wiped out without the deeper exploration that many fans had anticipated. The prophecy of Azor Ahai, a legendary figure meant to defeat the darkness, had been referenced multiple times throughout the series, but was abandoned without any resolution. Many viewers had spent years speculating about who would fulfill this prophecy, Jon Snow, Daenerys, or someone else, but the show never provided any answers, leaving fans with lingering questions. The lack of closure surrounding the White Walkers and their connection to the history of Westeros felt like a missed opportunity to dive deeper into the mystical side of the series. Fans wanted to know more about why they were created, what their ultimate goal was, and how they tied into the larger narrative of the ancient battle between fire and ice. Instead, their defeat, while visually stunning, felt too easy and abrupt for such an immense and long-standing threat. The focus on quick resolution over exploration of the show's lore left a sense of unfinished business, and the opportunity to flesh out the deeper mythology of the White Walkers slipped away with the Night King's sudden death. For many, the quick defeat of the Night King was a symbol of the rushed pacing in the final season, where years of build-up led to resolutions that felt too tidy and abrupt for such complex storylines. The White Walkers had the potential to be the centerpiece of a climactic battle for the fate of Westeros, yet their defeat came and went without the gravity and complexity that had been promised. The Game of Thrones finale continues to spark debate. Some feel it delivered a fitting end, while others were left disappointed by rushed pacing and unresolved stories. What's your take on how it all ended? Did the final episode live up to expectations, or were you left wanting more? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns of your favorite shows.